can be what you're coming to be. I wanna talk like you. I wanna walk like you. I even wanna act like you. Ain't no cap, it's the truth.
It caught you. Well,
Hello, everybody. It is the Germany straight from the heart. I'm Pat and
I'm Randy.
and we are glad to be with you again today.
Yes.
We're glad to be here in the land of the living and just another day to witness the beautiful glory of God outside. It's raining outside, but I won't complain. The weather is still very nice. What do you think?
I think so too. I'm glad it's going to help my grass grow. I just fertilized.
Yes. So I won't complain. We could have snow. But I'm excited to be here today. I am. And Randy has, he told you all last week, we were going to come on and we were going to talk about what does it mean to be stuck. And so Delphine, hello Delphine, hello Teresa, hello Sharon, God bless you all. Oh, you guys make us feel really good, like you kind of like us. But I'm excited to be here this evening to hear what the Lord has laid on Randy's heart. I'm gonna indulge our hearts, straight from our heart to your heart. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
So, but I know he mentioned about being unstuck. What does it mean to be stuck? And I would say getting unstuck is something that I'm sure we've all heard about, and at some point in our life we've experienced it. But before we can talk about getting unstuck, we have to look at what it really means to be stuck. And the definition talks about being stuck. It describes it as something that is frozen or fixed in one place. There's no movement. It's lifeless. So there's no activity. It means it's like putting your foot in the mud. You can't get your foot out. You can't move. It's like quicksand.
Yeah.
And you're just stuck there. I like to refer to it as even being stuck in traffic. If you ever been stuck in traffic, and I was stuck in traffic on yesterday, and I was thinking of all different detours that I could have taken to get off. I rode on the side of the median because I did not want to be stuck. And so I was able to maneuver and actually get off. Legally, I was able to maneuver and get off. So it's not a good feeling to be stuck and no movement and not know your next move and the direction in your life and things that you have conceived in and you want to birth out, but they are lying dormant on the inside.
Why is that? Why does that happen? And then when that happens, what do you do? What do you do? What do you want to do to get unstuck? How do you get unstuck?
I would say the first thing with getting unstuck is you want to have some simple goals that each day that you practice, that you get up in the morning with a plan. And as we have stated many times, that if you plan to fail, then if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail.
Right.
And so you want to make sure that you have specific goals in place, and you want to start building on it, making baby steps to it, toward it. There are times that perhaps you may have had goals that seem unattainable at that particular season in your life. And so sometimes you have to start out with baby steps and work your way toward them. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. That's how I look at it.
I think in taking baby steps, but first, I think the most important thing is you have to recognize it. I think sometimes we get in the habit of doing things, and the habits that we have, we start doing things and we do it every day, and it's comfortable for us, and we keep doing that. But then you want to do something different. You want a different outcome.
Yes.
But in order to get a different outcome, you have to change the things that you do. So, and that's going to help you get unstuck. But changing habits little by little, I think that helps you to grow and to move forward and to attain the goals that you set to achieve.
Right.
But recognizing that you're stuck and recognizing that you haven't gone to the extent where you would like to go. You haven't gone to places in life that you would like to go. You haven't attained the degree or the relationship or even the well-being, the health, because I think those things are very important. But I think that the habits that we have, I think everything in life is like our financial aspect, our health,
Hmm.
well being. I think that all of those are lagging, uh, lagging, lagging thoughts of what we of our habits that we don't. That I think that we because we keep doing the same thing,
Right, right.
then we keep getting uh, the same outcome. And until we learn that maybe it's just like your financial situation is maybe because not because you don't have you're not making enough money, because you don't have good uh, financial habits. You don't take care of your money. You spend your money
Not a good
frivolously.
steward over your money.
Exactly.
Yes, and I that is so true. When you think about it, um, sometimes when you're stuck, you limit yourself from growing. You limit yourself from being able to see the bigger picture of where it is that you could eventually land, but you've limited yourself. And sometimes I believe that some individuals feel like this is as good as it's going to get, and so they kind of get stuck right there.
And
That
then
it's never going to change for me. I've met people that have potential to be great, in many facets of life, but because they're stuck, because they don't see it just handed down to them, given to them on a right in front of them. There's no work required. There's no thought put into it. Then they have limited themselves and feel like that it's never going to change for me. But we want you to know today that it is changing right now.
yeah,
It's changing because you have to realize that there's a such thing as untapped potential. In John Maxwell's 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth book, and I happen to be a certified coach through his certification program. And in his book, one of at the first chapter, it talks about a gentleman that his daughter shared his testimony that aspired to be this great musician, but for whatever reasons, he did not pursue it. He allowed it to just lie dormant, and he ended up leaving this earth and
oh,
never tapped into
mm,
um, that calling or that career. Or for him it was a gift,
yeah,
but he never attempted to try to pull it out. So it was untapped potential, but she referenced it as he died with the music still inside of him. So how many of us are guilty of that we have untapped potential? We have things that we know that God has called us to do, but for we have allowed the opinion of others, the validation of
oh,
someone, or looking for the right time to do it, or perhaps I don't have the skills to do it. We've allowed those different obstacles to prevent us from moving forward, and they have become barriers in our life.
and those are some of the things that we shouldn't do. We shouldn't let the
Hmm.
opinion of others dictate how we feel and what we're going to do. And then, I don't need to be validated by someone to when I'm aspiring to do something, because I need
Correct.
not your validation. Is that if it's up, God gave me something, if there's something on my heart that I want to do,
Hmm.
then I think that uh, I just pursue that and move on. And
Right.
being stuck, I think that at one time I was stuck and I was limiting my ability to move forward and to do some things. But then,
Hmm.
you get comfortable, and sometimes when you in your career, so you make a little money, you feel like, oh, this is okay, and so
Yes.
I can live, I can travel, I can pay my bills, I eat okay and stuff. But then, I'm looking now toward the future as I mature. That
As you
I
mature,
look
that's a
as I
good
mature
word.
as I mature, I'm looking to leave a different kind of legacy,
Yes.
and then I want to create opportunity for some generational wealth for the ones that come after me,
Hmm.
and so my grandkids, my great grandkids, should the
Yes.
Lord tarry and we prevail, and that they even spring up and grow up, to be adults. So
Exactly.
that's one of the things I like to do, and in order to do that, then I had to change the way I thought,
Do you
change
think
the
that
way.
sometimes you have to perhaps look at your life purpose and
Yes.
change the perspective, change how you even go at it. Sometimes we start out running.
I think that you have to kind of set some goals and then a plan, realize your purpose, and
Mhm.
then I had to change some of the habits because in order to say if you want more, you have to get more, you have to do more, and
Yes,
so in order to do that, that means that some of the things that I was comfortable, my everything was good, my bills were paid and everything, so I felt like I could just relax. But then when you're trying to create opportunity for your family, your kids, create generational wealth,
exactly.
and then to give back to the community, to others, to the younger ones who are coming up, and people who are disadvantaged and maybe have had some of the same struggles that I had in life,
Hmm.
then you have to do more. You have to change the way you think, change the way you look at things, and then and then pursue those things as if this is something that you really want to do in life, and I think giving back to, I find a lot of pleasure in that, in giving back to the community, giving back to the youth, giving back to some of those who are disadvantaged,
Right,
and
right.
uh, not just socially, economically, but yeah, mentally, because some of them are mentally challenged. And if you don't understand what it is you need to do to grow and to move forward, I think sharing,
You'll be stuck.
there
You'll
you
be stuck. And I think one of the common goals is to believe in yourself.
go.
If you don't believe in yourself, then why should anyone else believe in you?
That's why you
You
don't need
have to
validation.
believe in yourself, and you have to come out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
Whatever that thing is that has held you hostage, you got to come out. You got to let it go. Drop it like it's hot.
Yes.
Go move forward. How do you do that? First thing, you want to make a list of your strengths versus your weaknesses. There's something that we utilize often in the leadership group, and that is the SWOT analysis. How do you determine what your strengths are? What are your weaknesses? What are things that you're good
SWOT
at?
analysis.
To help you to identify. If you don't, and one of the key things is doing that is writing it out, writing out the plan, what it is that you desire to do, and what can I do to obtain it, to get to this next phase in my life. So you want to identify what your strengths are. What is it that you're good at doing? Sometimes we are our worst enemy. We are creatures of habit. We do the same thing over and over again. But you have to identify, what is my strength? What is it that I'm good at doing? What are my weaknesses? What are things that I need help in? And then it's okay to ask for help. Ask someone, can you help me? To arrive at what it is. And so sometimes people sabotage their own progress, because we don't want to ask for help. We don't want to be honest that I'm struggling. And Barbara says, what if you don't know what you're supposed to do? Barbara, I would say the first thing is you want to pray. No one, a lot of times people get stuck in understanding your why. Your why is your purpose. It's who you were created. It's like I often use the analogy, your why is sometimes that thing that you are afraid to step out and do the most, and you're good at doing it. The thing that you fear the most majority of the time is what you are excellent in doing. uh you know uh, and sometimes we allow yes, I'm excited because so many times, even myself, there were things that I aspired to do, but you don't see a way out. You don't see how you can bring it together. And sometimes it'll appear that you're all over the place. I've been accused of that I'm all over the place. But you know what? I'm one that I'll try a little this, and this, because I want to make sure that I haven't missed. And sometimes it can become cumbersome, because you're doing too much. But I believe that you should take a time out, Barbara, and pray and ask God to show you your purpose. What is it that you were created to do? What is it? The scripture talks about that you have been fearfully and wonderfully made. And so if God said, I have fearfully and wonderfully made you, that means there is purpose for you. That means there's a reason why he created you. You are not just here because you just showed up on the scene. And some people believe that, when the scripture talks about all things work together for the good to them that are called according to his purpose. There it is again. I just believe this. That some of the things that we have went through in life, God did it on purpose so that we could
Everything.
walk into our fulfilled destiny. We had to go through. It was necessary. Everything that you encountered, early on, before even our connection, you had to experience real life scenarios to really become
I think-
the man of God who you are today.
And I think that's who everything that you've been through, everything that
Yes.
you go through is built to design to empower you to go further. I think and what does we use this phrase, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Oh yeah, I love that.
So and I think that's somewhat true, because I think that if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger, because the tests and trials that you've been through give you a testimony to share with someone else, to help to uplift them, to show them that they can make it and that they can get through.
I like what Teresa said. She said, let it go.
Yeah.
And that is what we have to do many times.
Let your past
Let
go.
your past
Let
go.
your past go.
And then you know what? There are some things in my past that are not healthy, that are not good, and I have to let them go. But then there are some things in my past that I can use to fuel me, to propel
Yes,
me to move forward. So you have to ask God for wisdom, and that has been my prayer of late. I've been asking God, not for money, not for stuff, not for things. I've asked God for wisdom and favor, because I believe with wisdom, you can obtain things that someone else, it will go straight over their head. But God will give you the wisdom. You can have knowledge, but if you don't have the wisdom and how to use the knowledge, then you're still stuck. And so you want to ask God for wisdom, and then ask God for the favor
I think
of God.
You don't wait until you have all the components.
Yes.
When the spirit comes to you, when the inspiration comes to you to do something, to launch out and to achieve, God gives you the vision. And then when he gives you the vision, then you launch out on the vision. And then he will give you the provision. Because it isn't for you to see everything right then and there, because the universe is so big, so great, and we're focused on such a small area that we don't know what the cosmic forces that might come in between that will bless you and give you the strength and give you the provision, give you the finance or the connection with someone to help to move you forward. But unless when that inspiration comes to you to do something, unless you take and launch forward, then you lose a step.
Definitely. The first step to believing in yourself, and I want to go back to Barbara. How do you know what you're supposed to do? The first step is to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. When all odds are against you, when no one else believes in you, when no one else sees what God sees. God sees what no one else sees. And sometimes people will put you on the back burner and wait for you to fail. But what I love about God, he is not a respecter of persons. God sees what no one else sees. And when they say that you cannot, but then something resonates in your spirit and tells you, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. And so the first step, you want to recognize your self-doubt. You want to pay attention to how you react to situations. How do you respond to adversity? How do you respond to things that drive you, challenges in life? Do you fold or do you galvanize yourself and get back up and go back in? You know what I'm saying? You have to know within yourself, and you have to become resilient to adversities in life.
God gives you something, and when you're inspired of God to do something,
yes.
when you're inspired to do anything, then you just need to believe that if it was given to you by inspiration, that you need to take advantage of it, because whatever is needed in that is going to be provided, because it's been inspired of God. So
would you think it's fair to say, I hear people say, well, I can't do this and I can't do that. I want to challenge you today. Take out I can't.
Yes.
Maybe I can't do it right now, but I'm working on it. Maybe it's something that takes some time and some planning, and it may need every bad idea is not, every idea is not a bad idea. I'll say that sometimes what happens, if we're not careful, God will give us inspire us to do something. I think about the Impact House. That next Saturday, we're going to come live from the Impact House next Saturday. the house that has been setting. Oh, this is a word for somebody right here. There is something that's been locked up inside of you for years. Oh, for years, and that it has lie dormant within you. This house was empty, setting, boarded up, no life in it for 17 years. But next Saturday, God is bringing the work, the behind the scene. God was working. He was putting different ones in our life that come, that are passionate about helping us to get to the next phase, that didn't come and say, I want money for this and I want money for that. But I believe in your vision. There is somebody that believes in you, that wants to help you.
So, Delphine, when you keep getting knocked out and knocked down, it becomes more difficult to get up. Can you speak on that? Yes. When you keep getting knocked out, then the purpose in life, you have to keep getting up. You have to get up. Anytime you get knocked down, you have to get up. And then you have to reassert yourself, and then reassess your situation and see what it is you need to do in order to overcome any obstacle that you may face. Because God has not given you the spirit of fear or the spirit of confusion where you can't overcome, you can't achieve. When He gives you something, He gives you the ability, which is the innate ability to do whatever it is that He is giving you to do. And you can. And that's where you have to speak it. You can do. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me.
Yes.
And so when you have to believe in yourself.
Definitely.
Even when others are saying negative things, the same stuff, but then no negative talk about your life, about your future.
That's right.
About your association, about your family. None of that. No negative talk. Everything is positive, and move forward. And then faith, trust, and belief in you and what God has given you.
I like that. Faith, trust, and belief. Come on. Faith, trust, and belief. That's what it's all about. Being hopeful. You know, you have to be hopeful. You cannot be hopeless. No. You know, because if you're hopeless, you never see a way out. But when you're a hopeful, you always feel like there is another opportunity. And I believe opposition is an opportunity for God to get some glory. There are things in our life that God has presented us with, and sometimes the enemy will make you feel like it's never going to happen. But guess what? The devil is a liar. It's happening right now. God told us to tell somebody on this live today that it's getting ready to change for you. It's getting ready to turn for you. It is according to your faith. You have to have the faith, the grain of a mustard seed. That's a little bit of faith. Just to believe that God can do exceedingly and abundantly above whatever we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us. It's all about God's glory. It's about God getting the glory out of our life. And so it's not about what we see, because faith is not seen, it's unseen. But when you can say it, I like he said, faith, trust, and belief. Faith, trust, and belief. You got to have faith, you got to trust, and you got to believe that it's turning, that it's changing. So whatever it is that God has downloaded in you, it is not dead. It's not dead.
If you can see it, if you can dream it, if you can visualize it, you can do it.
Oh, come on now.
So, and that's what you have to do. So looking toward the future and in your life and the things that you've encountered and the vision of what you want to happen in your life, then I think if you can see it, you can attain it. If you can see it, you just have to believe it. And then when you put a little work, a little action with that, you can make that happen, because God's going to do the rest.
And you know, because when we think about it, hope is not a permanent state. You got to work on it every day. Every day you have to tell yourself that I can do it. I can do all things through Christ. This is a day that the Lord has made. You have to speak to yourself. The Bible tells us to speak those things that are not as though they were, that death and life are in the power of the tongue. So you can speak prosperity in your life. My husband has a picture on his phone of a home that we desire to purchase. And so he has it on his phone as his screensaver. And so, you know, when I asked him about the home, periodically I'll say something to him about the home. He said, I see myself in the kitchen frying fish. Did you not say that? He said, I see myself cooking. And so you know what I do now? I was there a day before yesterday. My daughter said she went last week. I pull up and I call my husband. He said, where are you at? I said, I'm at home. I'm at home in my driveway. I have went and met the neighbors. I'm telling you, you got to see it before you get it.
It was on sale, but they took it off the market. So
they cannot sell it. It's our house.
Yeah. So but then that's where trust and belief. You have
Yes.
to believe yourself.
Yes.
When you see something and you visualize it, and then you see yourself doing it.
And then Pastor Young is going to come all the way from Kokomo. Her and Daddy Young, they're going to come and fry some of that good fish. And Pastor Young, we even have a lake in the back. Oh, we're going to be out on the water. I'm telling you, we see it. I see it. I see me walking in, going out, getting on the boat, on the lake, riding. And Randy said, where's she at? She's out on the boat in the middle of the lake, praying and giving God praise. You know, it's something how God will inspire you, and you can get excited about your dream before it even happens.
But you have to get excited before it happens. You have to, and that's how you manifest. Is if you have to believe it, see it, and visualize it, and then you have to walk in it and believing that you have it, because that's what faith. That's what the Bible said. But then the word, guys, because everything that was created by the word.
Yes,
the word. God spoke it into existence, and the way God spoke it into existence, we possess the same power. We can speak those things.
Ooh, I like that. We possess the same power.
Yes. Yes.
Some of us have limited ourselves.
Yes, but I'm living a limited life. Limitless
taking
life.
the limits off. We're taking the limits off straight from the heart. We're taking all the limits off. We are not stuck. You are not stuck. Yeah. Randy, you had down here some tips of things that you wanted to share with them. Time goes when we're having, I'm telling you, this has been awesome. But before we leave, I do want you to share this with them, what you took time to write.
Some of the things that I say about being stuck is you have to let go of the past, and then you have to change your perspective. And then you start with small changes, change some of your habits, just small things. You just little by little, because you can't do everything all at once anyway. That's right. So you just take it little by little, and then but then explore your purpose. Explore your purpose and find out what exactly your purpose is and where you want to go. And then
don't be afraid.
Most importantly, believe in yourself. Believe that you can do all things. So and then
adopt new habits.
Yes.
New mindset. Think different. You know what? If you want to do different, think different. If you want to be different, act different. Yeah. Don't worry about the naysayers. Don't worry about who's looking at you and thinking you all of that. Yes, I am all of that in a bag of chips. Why? Because God said I am.
And you can't worry about what everybody else thinks. You can't worry about what people are saying. Definitely. You can't fall in and feed into somebody saying that you can't do it because they didn't do it or they don't feel led to do it. You can't be concerned with that, and then you don't need validation. That's right. You got accreditation from God to do what you want to do. So if God give you the accreditation, then you don't need validation from anyone. So
I like that. Yeah. You don't need validation from anyone. No. All we need is God to direct our paths. The scripture says to lean not to thy own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. And so we want to say to you, we know that how do you let go of the past when it was very hurtful thing to you?
Some things you just have to let go of, even the pain. But who wants to hold on to pain? No one. Yes. You don't want to hold on to pain. So what you want to do is develop a different habit, a different mindset, and you want to look at it differently, because some of the things that were hurtful in the past, and because someone else was hurt, then they hurt you, but then you have to look at the reason why it was done, because that's one thing you say when it's like,
wait a minute, babe. Remember we said hurting people hurt other people.
Yes.
Sometimes a person that's been hurt, they will hurt you, because you know why? It becomes like a rebuttal. That's what they're used to. They're used to feeling that pain. And so they expect you to stay there too and be stuck with them. But I've learned I'll run from them, because I choose to be happy.
But if you oh God, let me lose my thought. But if someone is if if you're hurting and someone hurts you, you have to change the way you look at that and how that came about, because you're looking at it and you want to get angry sometimes about something that transpired, but then you say, what do you gain from that?
Right.
How's that going to help you?
Mhm.
You know, and then you have to look at the reason why they did it was because they were hurting. So because they were hurting and they hurt you, then you have to
Yes.
say, oh well, because they were hurting and I understand now, then I'm just going to move on, you know, and forgive them and keep going.
Would you say that when I like what Crystal said, she sucks it when she mentioned, how do you forget? How do you let go of the past when it was very hurtful, hurtful thing to you? And sometimes, just like we practice holding on to it and revisiting it, it's kind of like a child when they have that pacifier or that blanket, it's their security. We wake up with it, we put it back on in the morning, because and then we process in our mind. Come on now. They get rid of the past. They outgrow it. So Crystal, it's time to outgrow that painful thing, whatever it is. Think about it. Can you go back and change it? Is there anything you can do that there's a different outcome? It is what it is. And so, you know what? I've learned this. When you forgive and you let it go, you free yourself. And the other person has to hold on to it, because I'm free, and he who the Son sets free is free indeed. So when you free yourself from holding on to hurt and painful situations, and instead of practicing forgiving, you gotta forgive. You gotta forgive.
And I forgave her.
I forgave you. We forgave one another. You have to forgive. So we love you straight from the heart, from the Germanies. We love you. Remember, walk in your purpose. It's your time, it's your season, and it is definitely your turn.
Next week, you at the Impact House.
Oh, I'm excited. You know, y'all want to donate, you know, Cash App. We need some money, y'all. We're gonna be coming at you. You believe in this vision. We are excited what God is getting ready to do. I'm telling you, God is getting ready to turn this thing, and God is going to do it. I don't see one Impact House. I see them all over the city. I'm speaking those things that are not as though they were. Oh, come on, somebody. Pastor Young, pray for us. But we love you all. Delphine, we love you. Pastor Young, Big Sis, we love you. Crystal, God bless you.
Hope we said something that was helpful and inspiring to someone. God bless you.
Yes, God bless you.
Yes.
From the Germanies.
From the Germanies.
God bless.
Your heart surgery. Gotta need your heart so I can be what you're coming to be. I wanna talk like you, I wanna walk like you, I even wanna act like you. Ain't no cap, it's the truth.